Hi, I'm Dr. Greg Ellis. Part 2 here of juicing. We're going to talk about the claims made by those who do juicing, and it's a big deal. You know, Jack LaLanne, he lived to be 99, and he sold juicers on TV. I don't think the juice did much for him, but I think all his exercise was the primary thing that happened for him. But the claims by the juicers is that we're going to get the all-important source of vitamins and minerals that we normally don't get from our diet. Because of our soils being depleted, the juice is going to add highly absorbable vitamins and minerals into our diet, making us healthier. The other claim is that it's going to help the body excrete toxins. Another claim is it's used for weight loss. Well, that's an easy one to debunk. I mean, if you take juice and you drink a certain amount of it that's less than the calories you burn, of course you're going to lose weight. There's nothing inherent in juice that's going to make that happen. You have to have, and I always say this, you have to have and be able to supply a mechanism of action to describe how something might actually work in the body. What is the mechanism of action why it works? So what is the mechanism of action why juice would stimulate the body to lose weight? Well, there's only one possible mechanism, and that would be the reduction in calories. To take it any further than that is just ridiculous. Then the argument for the enhanced value of vitamins and minerals. Now, this topic of vitamins and minerals is a big one. And people all over the world are popping all kinds of vitamins and minerals, and they think this is a good thing. Definitely think it's a good thing to take all these extra vitamins and minerals, because the basic notion is that we're all deficient in essential vitamins and minerals. And this fits into what I call the nutraceutical idea of diet and vitamins and minerals. That 90%, 95% of everything that's sold in the health food store as a supplement is now a nutraceutical. So the idea is we're going to try and take these supplements and they will act as drugs act in our body, pharmaceuticals versus nutraceuticals. And that we're all suffering a great deal of deficiency diseases because we don't get enough vitamins and minerals because we eat refined foods and the soils are depleted. Obviously, if you eat a lot of meat, you're going to get plenty of nutrients. And we've known this for a long time. Now, here's a mechanism of action. Calorie restriction is the most well-known way to slow aging and slow the development of degenerative diseases, or even eliminate them. And we're all going to die eventually of old age or some sort of disease, but you can really slow that process down by the use of calorie restriction. Now, what we've learned in the studies about calorie restriction over the years is that you really need to reduce your calories by about 30 to 40% of what you would normally eat if you were just eating the way you wanted to eat. But what has come out of that is that really isn't necessarily the calorie restriction that's required. It's the reduction in your exposure to glucose, blood sugar, and insulin. They're the ones that turn out to be the bad news bears. They are what are causing all the problem. And this is, of course, based on the insulin theory of aging and disease and how they damage the mitochondria. So that's really the key thing here. Okay, but let's go back to the calorie restriction model, because they've done this in so many different animal models to see what would happen. And by definition, dietitians or nutritionists or whomever look at the adequacy of your diet in terms of the vitamins and minerals that you're getting, and they calculate it per 1,000 calories that you consume. This is how many vitamins and minerals you're getting for each 1,000 calories. And that they then use to calculate your nutritional adequacy if they're meeting the recommended dietary allowance for vitamins and minerals. Now, what's really fascinating about calorie restrictions, by definition, you have to also restrict your intake of vitamins and minerals. Now, what does this say about the value of vitamins and minerals to good health? it sort of says they're not really that important, because calorie restriction leads to the biggest improvements in health, protects aging, protects you from getting degenerative diseases in the face of getting fewer vitamins and minerals. Now imagine that. Now I'm sure that's counterintuitive to most of you, but that's what's going on. And even in those studies where they actually supplemented the calorie-restricted animals with a good supply of extra vitamins and minerals, they made no difference whatsoever. So this whole idea of saturating yourself with supplementary vitamins and minerals, and or say by using the juice to get more vitamins and minerals, is not apparently a move in the right direction. Now why would it be that a reduction in vitamins and minerals improves health? Well, what we know about the application of a stress to the body is that that stress stimulates the body to become stronger and healthier. And in my model of aging, I apply a bunch of stresses, mild stresses, not too strong, not too little, that stimulate the body to get stronger, to adapt. And that's what it does. So that's the key to health and aging, is the application of mild stressors to stimulate the body to strengthen itself, because it's perfectly capable of doing this. And of course, I've written this up in my anti-aging book, and this is very important information to have because most people do not know this. They have no idea about the application of mild stresses. But I can assure you that the supplementation of vitamins and minerals is of no real value. So that blows out one of the big areas in which the juicers talk, the importance of getting vitamins and minerals. It's not that important. In fact, it might even be harmful. That's what I suspect. I suspect it's harmful. So avoid juicing. Avoid juicing. You don't need to juice. And then he was also talking about the importance of changing the alkalinity of your body. This is another great myth, the acid-alkaline myth, because it's believed that cancer grows in an acid environment. And the idea that if you take these fruits and vegetables and juice them, they will tend to make the body more alkaline. You can't change your pH. You know where these guys come from. You can't change your pH. It's got to be controlled or you die. It's a highly regulated function of life, or you die. You can't change it. Now you can consume foods that will make it go up or down, but you can't permanently change it because your body automatically has to adapt to that and come back and restore balance. It's all about balance. So I threw away my juicer years ago. I couldn't give it away. So that's the story on juicing. I'm Dr. Greg Ellis.